page to join in on what we're talking about today. It's Tuesday, which means it's the second day of the Reel's tribute to one of our favorite cities. It's the home of deep dish pizza.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right, it's Chi-Town, Chicago week. Yes, and Garrett's popcorn. Oh, Garrett's popcorn.
Yes, Chicago mint.
Oh my gosh, somebody send us some Garrett's popcorn. Just one of you guys, but like, oh my God, the cheese and the caramel.
So good,
God.
Chicago style.
And we're not just handing out love to Chicago, we're also handing out some money, honey. It's time once again for the Reel's Dollar Holla Back.
Hey!
All right, I'm about to shout out a Chi-Town fan's name and Instagram handle. If I call your name, you have until the end of this show to message us back at The Real Daytime, because if you do, you are going to win $500. A lot of money. Okay. Money. All right. So today we want to hear from, listen up, Real Fam, Melina Paisano, whose handle is @MelinaPaisano_. Melina, girl, if you're watching right now, message us back right away, because this money is yours. $500.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
up next, there's a little bit of a royal controversy going on across the pond right now.
Oh, Lord.
This past Friday, the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, and her husband, Prince Harry, visited a charity called 125, which provides support and resources for women who have been sex workers or struggle with addiction and homelessness. While making food bags for some of the women staying there, Meghan decided to write empowering messages on bananas that were going in the bags, saying things like, "You are strong, you are brave." However, not everyone seemed grateful for her support. One worker told The Sun that she was offended by the messages, insisting that Meghan should and could be doing more considering her position. On the other hand, the charity CEO, Anna Smith, says she feels like positive messages from someone in the public eye could actually build up the women's self-esteem and self-worth, which is a huge part of the recovery process. So ladies, are you surprised people didn't go bananas for Meghan's messages?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with people this day and age. Like, there's something wrong with people that you have an issue with how someone decided to give you a word of encouragement, a word of strength, a word of love. Like, now we're deciding what's good enough. Like, well, it wasn't good enough. What is wrong? Like, it literally boggles my mind.
Yeah,
like,
my heart goes out to Meghan because I feel like in the beginning, she had like the support of the world, and now you just click Meghan Markle on YouTube and you just see negative story after negative story. And the British press is known to get an A+ in building up somebody and tearing them down. Please, let's give this woman a break. She's pregnant.
Yes.
She's trying her best. They did this to Princess Diana, and so I pray that she gets through this.
And in the field of sex workers, too, no matter how they're there, the one thing that they do not get is genuine love and attention.
Yeah.
And so with Meghan writing on each banana, whatever it may be, it's just, again, that focus, that energy is something we all need, especially those women, because they're ostracized from society. Like, people aren't giving them, they're nothing.
And I feel like she was just personalizing it.
That way.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, I don't know. I hate, I'm with you. It's just so weird to judge someone else's good deed. I just love that there's people like her out there to do that type of work. And it encourages me, however you're going to, either you say it or you write a note to somebody.
Yeah.
What are you doing besides sitting there being a troll?
Yeah. Agreed. Lonnie, what do you think?
Well,
What do you think?
you know, it's a banana and she wrote on it. That's going to be a lot of money. I would, you know, when you think about it, I mean, this is the Duchess of Sussex.
I didn't think about it that way.
You could save that banana or maybe sell it and make some actual money off of it.
Put that on eBay.
Get that on eBay.
It's just,
I didn't think about that at all.
I think that I don't know what's going on over there. I hate to say that it's because she's half black, and I think that if we really peel back the banana, you know, it could be that she's black. It could be that she's American. It could be that she's a commoner.
A divorcee.
She's a divorcee. She has a lot of, like, things that are making people not like her. I just think this is the reason why we do the Royal Report. The Royal Report is more lighthearted, but this is a real thing that's happening to her. And we just want to send her love and uplifting because she's trying.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be out there. She's pregnant.
She don't have to do anything.
She could be in a castle somewhere laid up, but she wants
tea.
to try to help people. So I think we should just keep an eye on her, keep encouraging her, and you know, hopefully that's why she needs her mother over there with her.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of stuff. And sometimes, you know, I see why now. She has her mother, you know, possibly has been reported that she's going to be over there in London because at times like this you need your mother. And the same thing happened with Princess Diana, you know, where she was getting boggled down by the public and by the press. This is not going to happen to her. Not as long as we can report on it. We will send her love and positivity.
Exactly.
Keep a sister lifted. For sure.
Well, speaking of a royal mess, Irish actor Liam Neeson, while promoting his latest movie, Cold Pursuit, found himself in hot water for comments he made regarding a traumatic event he experienced. In an interview with The Independent, Liam recalled a time in his past he reacted with anger after finding out a loved one was raped. After discovering the rapist was black, Liam said he carried around a nightstick for a week, hoping a, quote, black bastard would try and fight him so he could kill them. Liam says that looking back, he feels shame and regret about how he handled the incident. However, that didn't stop people from expressing their disgust over his revelation. Many on social media called him a flat-out racist and want him permanently banned from the Oscars, while others saw a bigger issue at hand, like activist George M. Johnson, who tweeted, Liam Neeson is definitely a reminder that there are folks who walk around hoping to provoke black people so they can kill us. A lot of them are in law enforcement and politics. I was taken aback reading this article for multiple reasons, and I actually thought very similar to what George said, that how sad that because of something one person did, now you are on a rampage to destroy all of the people from that race. Like, how scary is that? Yeah. Like, every single race, somebody's done something wrong in every single race. We all have bad seeds in every race. You get what I'm saying? And we have some incredible people in those races as well. And you have to acknowledge both sides. But that's literally like me watching something like Black Klansman. Or any of those movies, Selma, where you get riled up and you see something and you're like, how could they do this? And then walking around and saying, now I hate all white people. Right. How ignorant and terrible would that be? And we've got to put a stop to this, but I am grateful that things like this keep on coming out. Yeah. And we keep shedding light on this, on ignorance, and we keep seeing people for who they really are, and for that, I'm grateful.
I totally agree with you, and to just dissect it a little further, right? When you read the transcript of when Mr. Neeson asked his friend who had gotten raped what happened, the first question he asked about the attacker was, what color were they?
So weird.
Okay, so when you think about a description of somebody, if that's the first thing your mind goes to, I think that's a red flag to wonder why that's important in the series of questions you're gonna ask. I understand we have to describe somebody, but that's the first thing he went to. And then fast forward to today. He was on Good Morning America today, and one of his first statements is he said, I am not a racist. Okay, so when you go to the dictionary definition of what a racist is, it's exactly what AIDS just said, is you generalize an entire race, think you're more superior than them based on whatever it is you believe about that race. So you generalize these millions of people based on one man's actions, and then you turn that into action. For a week, you're walking around with the club looking for this person.
Terrible.
So that said, it's been 40 years since he did that. I want to know what you did in that 40 years that made you make that proud statement today that you're not a racist. Because I don't see how 40 years could erase that. And when you also said that what you've done since is you've confessed to a priest, which is great. Confession is power. That's definitely the first step. Then you said you took a power walk. You don't power walk off racism. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what's interesting to me is how, okay, he did it 40 years ago, but he still said it like it was yesterday, you know? And the thing is, he was looking for a black man for a week. Come to Compton and find a black man. You get your ass whooped, Liam. Exactly. This is not the movie.
Your ass will get taken.
You will get taken.
And I understand, I mean, I get it to a point. I get it to a point where, you know, he said something happened, you know, to a loved one that sometimes you want to take, you know, revenge, and you may have feelings of anger and feelings of rage. What's interesting about this story is that it was in print. So there was a point where he could have gotten ahead, you know, of it. You know how sometimes you think of certain things and then when you say it, you're like, oh God, wait a minute, that didn't come out right. You just wish that maybe at that moment he was like, wait, no, that's not what I said. But he did say it, and he let the story run. So it makes you question what exactly is in your heart.
Because when you think you have privilege, you think if I say, well, I did this 40 years ago, you know, and let me because all he had to do was take out the adjective. You know, just take out black descent. You know, I had a friend that was raped, unfortunately. I was mad, and I went looking out for the man. Because you're doing a movie promotion. Why you got to be black? Why you got to have to add all that? You know, we're living in times right now where everything is racially charged. It would have been just as bad if he would have said Indian or, you know, a Native American or a Hispanic or Asian. You know, it would have been the same connotation for me. So let's not go, well, you know, and then this is the thing. Now we want to forgive. It's certain people you want to forgive, and certain people you don't want to forgive. You know, you didn't want to forgive Kevin Hart for what he did 10 years ago, but now we got to forgive Liam Neeson. Come on now, y'all. All right? Let's make some rules for everybody.
Would we be forgiving him? God forbid, he had actually run into somebody and this had happened. He could have killed somebody's innocent brother.
Or he could
somebody's
have got
innocent
killed.
Father. He's that part too.
He could have got killed. Don't be confused, okay? Don't get it twisted. Everybody
the idea
can fight back.
that he was
Ask
going
Jesse
out for
Smollett.
any man, and he said any man.
That it led to actions.
That could have been your brother. That could have been your uncle. Like somebody innocent. Just because you were mad.
What I'm saying is, violence helps nothing.
Nothing. No one.
Violence solves nothing.
Wow.
Don't get yourself. Trayvon Martin would have been 24 years old today. The guy that shot him had issues with people of color. You could have been taking away one of my family members, just like what Munchkin just said. So be careful. Violence is not the answer.
Ever.
Okay. Well, one man who definitely will be at the Oscars this year is Bradley Cooper. Bradley is nominated for 3 Oscars for his hit movie, A Star is Born, and will also be performing the film's nominated song, Shallow, alongside Lady Gaga. And while you think Bradley would be used to singing in front of big crowds after playing singer Jackson Maine, he was sexy in that movie. He recently told Extra he's actually terrified to perform. He said he must have had some sort of death wish to agree to perform on live TV next to one of the best singers around, Lady Gaga. But at least the duo had practice when Bradley sang live with Gaga during her Vegas show last week. Now, Munchkin, you sang live for so much of your life. Can you give Bradley some tips? Help the brother out.
Okay, first of all, you got Lady Gaga with you. Like, I do realize that when I perform with Israel, I feel like if I completely screw this up, at least somebody's gonna save the performance. So Lady Gaga is an incredible performer. We all know that. Her vocals are amazing. Can you actually shake the fear? I think the only thing to know is that you're gonna give it your best. Like when we get out here, I'm like, act like it's like a practice performance. So just get out there, give it your best. Say a little prayer. That always helps to, calm my nerves. I'm like, Lord, it's in your hands. Work with me.
I do have a question for you. Did you feel like it was ever different performing in front of your fans than performing in front of your peers?
Yeah, way worse.
Whereas this is the Oscars, he sees his peers, they're very talented. And do you feel a little bit more nervous when you do that?
I literally always said that I could perform, we toured with Destiny's Child, Pop Odyssey tour, NSYNC was like stadiums. And I really wouldn't get nervous for that. But had you told me to go back to my childhood church where I grew up, and I knew those people and I knew they knew me, I would be shaking, so nervous. Another thing people have told me before is to look over their heads. Don't look people in the eye.
On my comedy, I look over people. I may look like I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at the top of your head. I'm like, ooh, that girl got a lace front.
I'm looking at you, but I'm looking past you.
Got you.
That's a great
Stay connected, too, like you were saying.
If he stays connected with Gaga and acts like no one else is in the room, and we just be looking at each other in the sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. You know what I'm saying? You feel that?
Yes.
Stay connected, boo. Stay connected.